Let's continue with the example. So now here we have to do what? We have to prepare the asset disposal, right? Remember on the previous video we only calculated the accumulated depreciation of the asset, right? Which is the depreciation of the asset from the day the asset was purchased to the day the asset was sold, right? Then we add all the depreciation, we get the accumulated depreciation. We take this accumulated depreciation to our asset disposal note on the credit side. We record it here, right? So this is our accumulated depreciation, 90,240. So what else should go on our asset disposal is the name of that asset which you are disposing, right? So what are we disposing? A vehicle, right? So you're going to record here, it's a vehicle. I'm going to name this video part 2 and the first one is going to be part 1 so that it is easy to maneuver around these videos. So it's going to be what? Vehicle. And then the cost price of the vehicle, right? So the cost price was 240,000. So you just write 240,000, right? And then also on the credit side you have to write how you disposed of this asset. So you can just pause the video to read the statement, but then it was for cash, right? So obviously when you see cash you just think of bank, right? And then the proceeds that we received, it was what? 153,660. Then you also write 153,660, right? Now you have to determine whether you sold this asset at a profit or you made a loss. So you can do it two ways. First way you can do it is you look at your proceeds. So if your proceeds are greater than your carrying value, you made a profit. If your proceeds are less than the carrying value, you made the loss. So your proceeds are what? They're 153,660. Right, now let's get the carrying value. The carrying value, you're going to say the cost price of this asset, which is 240,000, minus the accumulated depreciation, which is 90,240. You're going to get your carrying value, which is what? Which is 149,760. Right, you can see here that your proceeds are greater than your carrying value, which means you made a profit. Your profit will go away on the debit side of your asset disposal. It's profit on sale of assets. If you say this minus this, you're going to get what? 3,900. The second way you can do it, you can just find the bigger side, right? If you say this plus this, you find out this is the bigger side and it is equal to 243,900. So you're going to write 243,900. And then you can see now that, okay, let's say we didn't calculate this one. So you can see now that since this is a bigger side, if you say this plus this, you get this amount. If you say this, you don't get this amount. So you have to say this minus this to get the amount which is missing here, right? So if you say this minus this, you're going to get what? Your 3,900. And because your balancing figure is on this side, then you made a profit. This profit on sale will go away